What's up, YouTube? I'm giving you guys the gadget deck that I played at the Chicago Regional this past weekend. I did decide to net deck and take the Chille list that you guys saw me post last week because I wanted to talk to you guys about more or less his card explanations. Sorry if I sound a little stuffed up. Sinuses are deciding to drain today, so making a 10-minute video here is going to be a struggle. So guys, bear with me on this. First off, I did want to say that there were a few things that I did question about the list. I really didn't change anything in the main. I just went straight with it because I wanted to see what some of his reasonings were behind things and try to test things out for myself. So I did only play 2 matches with this, but I did get as much information as I wanted out of it. After getting sacked by Wolfberg into Tensu Spirit and then to double Rekindling, I just decided to say screw it for the day. But explanations on his cards here. I'll explain a general lot of things here. Besides, when I was playing my Atlanta build, really nothing really changed between the Atlanta deck and the last deck I saw between that one and this one. Between the Atlanta build and the build before that, I just played the same thing. So I really didn't get the chance to profile it because there really wasn't much of a need. So 2, 4, 6 gadgets. I didn't see really much of a need to play 9. I did really want to consider playing Daigusto Emerald though to recycle these guys, but I didn't have much of a trouble outside of not drawing one for a good chunk of my games. The machine engine's still pretty standard. Wasn't much need to change this. It just floated and did what it needed to do. Triple Tin Goldfish and 2 Kage Tokage. Now this really made me sad because I like to go turn 1 King of the Fairlamps and always pass with back row. So when I would make a King of the Fairlamps with this, I only had 1 to pull from my deck. So when the Fairlamps lasted an additional turn, I didn't get the chance to have another target to search. I would definitely consider playing 3 Kage Tokage in this build only because of when the turn 1 happened all 4 games actually. I would always open King of the Fairlamps and then I would always use one of these to make it. So I want another one just to stay on the high level of consistency that you will search for another one. And then 1 Redux. Master Spells, Triple Double Summon. This was hit or miss, to be honest with you. There were times where I had this and I didn't have a gadget. There were other times where I had gadgets and I didn't even see this card. The 2 times I did open this, it did help clear out my opponent's back row, which was very nice. This combined with 2 Kage Tokage gets you 2 XYZs on the board for free, which is very nice. And then the heart and soul of this deck, the triple ranked or limited Baryons Force. This lets you rank up your any level 4 guy into a bigger XYZ. I'm going to talk about when we get to the XYZs what the important ones were. So we'll put that on the side for now. As for spells, 2 Lance. This card was OP against Harpies. The ability to, when they set 4 back row, for you to go, alright, summon monster, bottomless trap hole, alright, I'm immune. Yes, they are commons because I have no idea where my German ones are. They're in some deck somewhere over the rainbow. So this did work out. I am very happy about this. I must say that didn't actually expect Lance to be that good. 2 MST. 2 was fine with 2 Lances. I did have the 3rd on the side, so it was like I was playing it anyway. 2 Duality. This is awful. Like, I would always turn 1 XYZ. When I open Duality, I'll stare at Duality and go, oh, you're dead. This was only bad when you didn't get the startup hands, but when you're playing triple double summon, triple tin goldfish, and triple Kage Tokage, like, I don't understand what you're supposed to do with this card. And then 1 Book of Moon. It was really good for defense. Next up, triple Fiendish Chain. What's to say about this? 3 was good and bulky at the same time. I did like having 3 again. It did work itself out relatively well, but there was just something about that 3rd. It does stop your opponent's key plays, but it's one of those cards that if you draw too many of it at the same time, you're gonna have a bad time. We'll leave it at that. 2 Mirror Force, clutch card. Did a lot of work against both the Firefist and Harpies. Bottomless, Torrential, Compulse. I'm indifferent about this card right now. You pretty much have to play it because it's chainable. And then 1 of Solemn Warning. So there is the main, my main complaints were Kage Tokage Duality, and possibly the dualities. Yeah, no, Duality, Kage Tokage, and possibly Third Fiendish Chain. But, I mean, I'd probably still play the Third Fiendish Chain, just because. As for the extra deck, 1 Cowboy, pretty standard. 1 Dweller, pretty standard. Level Chain, pretty standard. Roach, you need it for Heretics. Excaton Knight, 101, don't play this deck if you don't have them. King of the Fairlamps, 1 of. Gear X, 1 of. Utopia Ray and Utopia V. I hate this card. I hate looking at my extra deck and going, I want a good generic rank 4. And I'm like, oh, I have to go into Utopia. Without limited Baryon's Force, Utopia is just terrible. Utopia Ray V, on the other hand, I like the ability that I can pop your monster to 2500, then attack you directly for 26, doing 5,000 points of damage to you in 1 turn. Plus Lance makes this guy well protected. I just don't like the fact that I have to play a bad card to play a good card. Now, if this gave me some other level of synergy, I would consider playing it more, but I really dislike Utopia. But unfortunately, you do have to play these in the deck. Next up, Chaos number 101. The tricks you can pull off with this card. First off, your opponent thinks they're safe when they bring out their defense mode special summon monster. Oh, no, they're not. Also, you can rank this up off of another guy when your 101 is in the graveyard, and then you get to recur it back, because Yugioh is awesome like that. Next up, Horror Masquerade. I want to play 2 of him, to be honest with you. I like the fact that you can just Baryons up into the 3000 guy that pops a back row. It's free. At locals when I was playing this deck, I wanted a second one, but Chaos number 101 it's decided to be as good, so Masquerade's very good. Then the one of Chaos number 69, I've never made this card. I read the first line of this card, I said my opponent's never going to attack with a 4K monster on the board. But, I mean, you have to play it because it's 4K. I mean, you can cut it. I'd consider cutting it for an Emerald or something. I mean, you have 3 limited Baryon's Force, you have 3 targets in the extra deck, technically, without this. So, it all works itself out. And then Mecha Phantom Beast and Draco. As for the side deck was pretty clutch. Side deck did some work with some of Delhan's ideas that he gave me for his Gear gadget. 1 of Thunder King, 1 of Dark Hole, 1 of MST, 1 of Mind Crush, mainly from what me and Delhan were talking about. In the Gear matchup, you take their their face down armor, you use it, combo up, win the game. It's all just free XYZ all day, every day. 1 of Macrocosmos, just for general disruption purposes. 1 of Dust. I'm the kind of guy that likes having MST and Dust in his side deck. Plus, I really couldn't think of other good filler cards besides. Next up, 1 of Blackhorn Heaven. This card was actually very OP. I was actually very surprised. The ability to cancel out your opponent's key plays really puts you at a major advantage. Next up, 1 of Soul Drain. It's pretty important. Next up, one of the main combos of the deck. Triple Overworked and 2 Chain Whirlwind. Now this combo is actually very ridiculous. You go Overworked to destroy all of your opponent's monsters that have higher attack, and then you go Chain Whirlwind to destroy 2 of their spells and traps. Now Chain Whirlwind is very good outside of this combo, but this 2-card combo is ridiculous when you board it in anyway. Chain Whirlwind, when a card on the field is destroyed by a card effect, select 2 spell trap cards on the field and destroy them. Absolutely beautiful card. Like I said, the ability just to punish your opponent's stun plays just absolutely ridiculous. And then 2 Light Imprisoning Mirror, mainly for Bujin and Lightsworn. Even though Lightsworn isn't a deck, but Bujin is, and Constellars, you need to play them. So, those are my thoughts, and my personal opinions on the 3rd place Chille deck profile that you guys saw me do. After testing it, I would say that those would probably be my changes I would make. Limited Barion's Force was cute. I did like the plays that you could do with the deck, and it was definitely a lot of fun. So guys, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think about this, and I'm out.